This is Paul Pearson, host of Star Time. And when I'm not busy tearing the roof off the suckers, I'm listening to Rainier Avenue Radio .world.
Do you want to represent your city? This year, you can. Seattle residents who are interested in running for office in 2021 can use democracy vouchers to fund their campaigns for the positions of mayor, city council, and city attorney. The city of Seattle offers one-on-one training for candidates at any stage. Learn more about how to run for office by visiting seattle.gov/democracy voucher or by calling 206-727-8855.
This week's Rainier Avenue Radio Metro League Student Athlete of the Week is Jacoby Cochran. Jacoby is a junior wide receiver and defensive back attending Garfield High School. He made big plays all game long, offensively and defensively, including 2 interceptions, and hauled in a 70-yard pass and a run for a touchdown.
Dude, he's got a man wide open. It's Jacoby Cochran. Jacoby Cochran. All the way in to the end zone. Touchdown. Garfield Bulldogs.
Garfield High School junior Jacoby Cochran is this week's Rainier Avenue Radio Metro League Student Athlete of the Week.
This is Big Poppy, host of Jazz from the Cabinets. Join me each week for a listening tour of the first century of jazz, an eclectic mix of Dixieland, big band, cool jazz, bebop, contemporary jazz, world jazz, all jazz in all forms. That's Jazz from the Cabinets with Big Poppy on Rainier Avenue Radio, streaming worldwide on RainierAvenueRadio.world.
Rainier Avenue Radio.world is your 24/7 digital media hub. Tune in at RainierAvenueRadio.world. Also find us on Facebook, Twitter, and TuneIn apps.
Welcome to the show. It's R&R, real recognizing real. Welcome to the show. It's R&R, real recognizing real. Welcome to the show. It's R&R, real recognizing real. Welcome to the show. It's R&R, real recognizing real. Welcome to the show. It's R&R, real recognizing real. Welcome to the show. It's R&R, real recognizing real. Welcome to the show. It's R&R, real recognizing real. Welcome to the show. It's R&R, real recognizing real. Welcome to the show. It's R&R, real recognizing real. Welcome to the show. It's R&R. Welcome to the show. It's R&R, real recognizing real. Welcome to the show. It's R&R, real recognizing real. Welcome to the show. It's R&R, real recognizing real. Welcome to the show. It's R&R, real recognizing real. Welcome to the show. It's R&R, real recognizing real. Welcome to the show. It's R&R, real recognizing real. Welcome to the show. It's R&R, real recognizing real. Welcome to the show. It's R&R, real recognizing real. show. It's R&R, real recognizing real. Welcome to the show. It's R&R, real recognizing real.
Father God, we thank you for this opportunity again to come together and bless your family, your sons and daughters, my brothers and sisters. Father God, we thank you for this opportunity. We thank you for this platform. We thank you for another week of R Live Jam Sessions. Father God, we ask that you guide this show. You send your Holy Spirit down to guide this show and bless who you want to bless, Father God, that anybody and everybody gets what they're supposed to get out of this in the mighty name of your Son, Christ Jesus. We thank you, we bless you, we love you. Amen. Yes, we are back, y'all. We are back. It's R Live Jam Session. This is ThatguyRcurtis, and I want to welcome you and thank you for showing up and hanging out with us today. We got a great show today. I'm really excited about this one because I've been a fan of this brother, man, ever since I heard him. His lyrics are just off the chain, and his style and his persona, his whole vibe. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really excited about that. What's happening, Mike J? What's happening? Before we get started, though, we want to celebrate and let y'all know about, Earth Day Summit, the 3-day long Earth Day Summit. It deserves more than a day. It's April 20th through the 22nd, 3 days of discussions, things like that. It's a pretty incredible lineup of environmental justice issues. Earth Day, Thursday, April 22nd. But Rainier Avenue Radio and our partners from the Social Justice Film Institute believes Earth Day deserves more. So check out the website, RainierAvenueRadio.world, for more information. There you go, right there. Danny on the spot. So we want to, we just want to, Earth Day should be more than just one day, because we have to appreciate this earth that we've been blessed with. We have the opportunity to live on and make money on and enjoy, you know what I'm saying? So Earth Day should be every day. But we'll go ahead and celebrate. Look at all that. 20th, 21st, 22nd. Got a whole lot going on. You see that? So we got that going, and we want to also celebrate Jacoby Cochran. If I'm saying that right, if I'm not, I apologize. But he's the Metro League Student Athlete of the Week. I guess he's just out there breaking ankles and everything. So congratulations to him. He's right there at Garfield High School. So I'm sure you Bulldogs are real proud right now. You know what I'm saying? What else is there? Hey, man, rest in heaven, DMX. A great one. You know what I really, really appreciate and what I love about what people are doing with DMX is they're not showing anything negative. They're showing him praying for crowds and speaking on how he loved God and how, if it wasn't for God, he wouldn't be where he is, and he wouldn't have the success, because bad things happen to good people all the time. And we're not supposed to focus on the negative. We're supposed to focus on the positive. So I really appreciate and love the fact that people are remembering him for the good things. You know what I'm saying? That's real cool. And I want to also put my condolences out there for anyone that has lost a relative to COVID, to cancer, to anything. My guy Ian that I work with, he lost his mom, he lost his auntie like a couple months ago. So I want to send my prayers out to your families for your strength to make it through these times, because it's not easy, especially your mom. You only got one mom, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know what I would do. You know what I'm saying? But it's inevitable. It doesn't mean that she's going to go before me, but it does mean that you are going to lose a loved one. So I want to put out there for you guys to make sure that you pray for the strength to make it through those times, because nobody is invincible. I don't care what you think. You're not invincible. Your spirit's not invincible. Your emotions are not invincible. And the negative and the evil one, the devil, always out there trying to pull you down, trying to kill you, steal from you, and destroy you. So make sure you keep that in mind when you're trying to do it on your own. You can't do it. You can't do it. So let's see what time we got. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure, and I am so honored to bring this brother on. Please put your hands together for Demanuel DeeAle Dawn. Man, what's going on, family? Turn your volume up, or you got it on mute or something? Can't hear you. Okay.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
All right. Yeah, loving and living this life, baby. How we doing, man?
That's it, man. Hey, man, excited about it. Too blessed to be stressed, man.
Yes,
this
sir.
has been a long time coming, man. I really do appreciate you having a conversation with us today. I know you got a lot to say, a lot to bless these listeners with, man. So let's just get it started, man. Who is Demanuel DeeAle Dawn, bro? Where you from?
Well, really, man, I first touched the earth, man, Dallas, South Oak Cliff, Texas, man.
Okay.
So you never forget the first. That's where I came out, and you can hear that in the music, the influence, and all that. And then, so the saying goes, Texas made me, Seattle raised me, and y'all wonder why I'm crazy.
I told y'all, man, a rhymesmith, a wordsmith, man. Okay. So when did you start? I heard some of your tracks, bro. Are you singing? You trying to take me out of work or something?
That's the cornbread. We grew up in the 90s when rap and R&B was doing their beef thing, so it wasn't really cool, but my whole family sings, so I said, if I do the chorus, that's Cornbread Washington.
Okay. It's cornbread.
Yeah, but it really the real deal that really came out of a financial thing. We had already paid for the beat, and we wanted the cat to sing, and he's like, "That's another $100."
Oh wow! Right. Let me clear my throat. I love it, man. I love it. Well, shoot, man. So when did you first start writing and rapping, and what inspired you to do this, bro?
Man, it got to be hip hop, period. I mean, because from the first introduction to it, man, was my cousin. He had the Sugar Hill record, and he came on. He had a Puma sweatsuit on. He's like, "Man, you got to hear this record. There's a sound on it," and he just did a zipper up and down and sound like that. Of course, now we know he was talking about scratching.
Right.
And so from hearing that on everything that followed, so by the time I'm in elementary school, I'm walking in the halls and I'm knowing all Run DMC's raps word for word, singing that.
Right.
And my boy E Session, I always tell this story. I was like, that's not how it happened, but it really happened like this. He was like, man, you always singing somebody else's rap. You can't rap.
Uh-oh.
And that day, I out of nowhere just started freestyling, and that was 7th grade.
Yeah,
middle school, and then just never stopped. So it was always just always in there, and it just came out that day, and it's been dope, especially a way to express yourself,
right?
And get things that you might hold close to the vest and share. And people actually listen. That helps.
Yeah, that part, absolutely, man. So you're producing now as well, huh?
Yeah, I actually been producing. I started,
okay.
Another one of them things. It wasn't like I'm going to produce and do everything, which really a necessity of my producer was busy. I didn't feel like waiting, came across some equipment. And so actually that's one thing I was actually, when people think of DMS, that first album, that was everything DMS did. I produced DMS from the time I had a 4-track Tascam and a 4-second sampler, the S10 rolling, and a 909 drum machine. So I took it all the way forth and ever since. And then like on the playoffs, I sat back a minute because I wanted to write a little more. So we brought in the Beezies and the RCs, but also we have been working with them through our whole career anyway. So it wasn't a big leap to bring these guys in, so yeah, that's all. Another outlet. I mean, as an artist or anybody creative, you always want to do something, hence the cornbread or making beats, or, you might get a little paintbrush in me somewhere, just being creative all the time.
There you go. Anthony Devitt said, "What's up, man?"
Yeah. My God.
and Mike J. Bowles is giving hand claps. So shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all for tuning in, man. So do you play any music instruments? I know you mentioned the MPCs and all that, but
yeah.
You play the keys or anything?
I mean, I got on the keys, of course, when it came with making the music. Not as serious as I wanted to as training. I started like in what was that, like 4th grade? I was in the music class, and here's where it fell off because everything was already taken, and the only thing that was left was the trombone. It was cool. I was learning it, but I was a little tight. Carrying that trombone to school was a lot. So that's how I fell off the music lessons. I was like, no, I don't feel like carrying it. It's cool. Plus, I wanted to play the sax anyway. I was always stuck on the sax.
Yeah.
And but no, not classically trained, but I always get on there. You know, growing especially with the James Brown, always in love with the drums.
Right.
I think that goes further than him back just to the African heritage and all that.
Yeah.
So the two things I would really, if I was going to start learning right now, would be the drums and the bass.
Yeah.
You know, so
that's what's up. I got a little trombone story for you, man. Nobody knows it. They gonna know now. They didn't know this before, man. So I toured, man, to quite a few high schools, and Nathan Hale was one of them, right?
Right.
And I was in band class, and that's what I played. And I don't know if I was just intimidated because I seen all the cats in the snare and they was doing their thing. I always wanted to play the drums, but anyway, so I picked up the trombone. Bro, I couldn't play not a lick, right? But here's the cold part. Is that when the instructor should have, because we played band. We played when the football games. I was in the whole Raider outfit and that whole thing. And I'm just, man, you ever seen somebody lip sync with a horn in their hand?
I got the steps down.
I got the steps down, baby. Hey, yeah, you get close. He ain't playing nothing. But look, you would know it. You would know it.
Unless everybody else stopped.
You know what I'm saying? One time we had to do a test and I had to do some scales. And I did okay. I was very proud of myself. But I think after that I was done. I was like, man, first of all, I want to wear this ugly uniform. And second of all, I can't play this horn. Anyway, that's my story.
Because you know it ain't got no actual notes. Like everybody else got E, F, and shit like slide here.
Right.
I used to do the practice and everything with they like take the little piece and buzz your lips. I tried to be serious, but you know.
Right.
Nah, it was too much to be carrying. Like, man,
there's something else we got in common, bro.
Harmonica or something. Put it in my pocket. I can carry that to school.
That part right there, Anthony cracking up, man. Anyway, so you were in a group of gangsters of hip hop.
Whoa!
I told you Hold on. Then DMS and a group called Schoolin' MCs.
Yeah.
Have you been in any other groups other than them?
Like the main group, Schoolin' MCs was the first group, but that was a group put together. Y'all see the movies where like the white teacher saves the black kid. So
yeah.
We had a white teacher at Madison Middle School, and AIDS was a real big thing right then. So she put us all together, and we did this little AIDS rap at the Festival Sanjada. So that was technically like the first group. But then me and my boy DJ Too Quick, we split apart from that. That became Gangsters of Hip Hop.
Okay.
And then after that, we all got together with my boy Ill Rock, Raw One, and we had a coalition called the Underworld Artists, and that's just a lot. I mean, the names go on and on. It was, the Wu-Tang before we knew what Wu-Tang was. It was just a bunch of us, all homies running around, Cache, my boy CPS, a lot of cats all together. And then I from the Underworld situation is how I met Ease of LSR and Kid Mix of Lovesick Rhymers. I wasn't officially in the group. I was just, the hype guys, the Hitman Fire, the little young guy that come in and get on the singles, and learned a lot from them cats. But those are the only official groups. But I've been around so many, not in their groups, but I done made a lot of music with a lot of people. So
yeah. When I first heard you, I was in awe, and I'm gonna tell you why. It's because of your words. Because of your concept. It's like you're a conceptual rapper, like you're telling a story, right? But it's not that you're just telling, because anybody could tell a story,
right?
But your passion behind that, where'd that come from?
Man, I think it really came out of respect for the craft. I mean, one, seeing DMC, like the greatest show ever to this day for me, is seeing DMC in concert, and just the way they were running the crowd. And just like, a bunch of rock face cats in the audience taking off their shoes. I'm like, these guys can make them do that. And then when, Rakim came along, and it was really thoughtful. It wasn't just cat, hat, rat, mat. It was like, no, I'm going to make you, it might take you a while to even figure out what I'm saying and what you do. And so that part was sharp, because it was a way, like I said, just stand out. You don't want to just be a part of it. And it's also, this is your time. It's a one time, like, you're given this chance, of whether it be on stage or somebody playing yourself. This is the moment for the world to listen. And you're going to say, what? I'm saying a lot of people wish they had a moment that someone would listen to anything they say. So when we given that privilege or whatever to stand on stage or someone to play our music and just listen, and I try to make sure, you know, I respect that time they're giving me. So yeah, it's definitely a respect for the game. And you know, it got having a lot on my mind. I want to get that off. So I might not talk to you straight up sometime. I hold it close to the vest, but in the music I can let that go. Well, this is how I feel about that. Right. You know, in depth. So that's where it comes from. Respect for the game.
That's powerful, man. Respect for the game. I like that. So what were some of the projects that you worked on while you were in those groups that you were that we mentioned?
Like I said, with the School of MCs, that was just that one. Actually, and we were too young to really grasp it. Now I think that was pretty powerful because it was an AIDS song. It was about 10 kids talking about AIDS, and nobody's really talking about it at that time, especially kids. So that was dope. And then after that, with Gangster to Hip Hop, me and Too Quick, my DJ to this day, we were just making, then there weren't really projects. We were making singles. Whenever we could scrape up $25-$40 to go to the studio, we go to the studio, and him being a DJ, he would have these samples that he put together. My man Ease would slice them and do his thing at the beats. And of course, I walked around with folders of rhymes. Like I would buy a notepad, I'll write a title, skip 2 pages, write a title, skip 2 pages, write a title, skip 2 pages, and then come back and fill them in. You know, so we were always ready to go. But I remember my first one, I gotta, give to Kid Mix, because he made my first real demo with a real beat and a real studio. It was called This Is a Masterpiece. And again, these weren't projects. We were just happy to make one song. Right. And the only way we got a project is after we made like 5-6 songs. Like, but the first real like projects became DMS. And even DMS wasn't a project. DMS was me hanging with Mo and Reef, and I happened to have a studio, and they would start coming by, and we started making music, and it became something. But we never set out like, we're gonna be a DMS and we're gonna make albums forever. We just started hanging with each other all the time. Even on Taking Ins, that's what you get on that. That was our day. Right. I think that's why it resonated a lot, because people could identify. Yeah, because it was just that simple. That's what we did. That was us.
There it is. Hey, Anthony Davis said, talk about when they opened up for Farside.
Oh man, yeah, that's always fun. I mean, with the live band, I've always, especially coming up, like I said, on the soul music from Texas and all of that, bands have always been great for me. Because I mean, I love the DJ aspect, but bands too is because you can like make shit up on the spot. You can really like be in the moment with a crowd. Like you can go in the studio and have a studio jam or whatever, but when you're live in a concert and you got a band, you can really just feel that energy of the crowd and just go whatever and be like, no, play the drum like this. Hey, AD, hit the bongos. Should sing something low. Like you can really just be there and do something that no one ever heard, and it's only for them people there. So I love that. And so the Farside, that was definitely, I'm seeing them type of crowds. It was dope. And then, just meeting people, because, when you're in it, you're not thinking of yourself as far as, like, you're not downplaying yourself, but you're not thinking what level you're on. You just feel normal all the way through. Right. And so to look around and you see, Farside over here, or even, like I said, waking up on E40's living room carpet, you're like, man, so most people would pay for that. You know what I'm saying? Right. It just came natural. So, yeah. We had some dope shows. I think Farside was dope. I think one of my favorites was Naughty by Nature up in Alaska. That was real dope. And especially meeting cats that were cool too. Especially what some people don't know, you can hear some like gangster thug cats that I used to hear come out of the Bay. Mm-hmm. Boy, that'd be some of the coolest cats you want to meet. Right. So, and they really have stuff on their mind. That's just the way they make music. And that taught me a lot about how I listen to people's stuff too. Like, well, they don't do it like I do it, but as a person, they were dope people. So.
Do you think that aided with you, as you say, respecting the game?
Oh, most definitely. Because one, especially when you go back to middle school and just writing it was for fun. I'm not really realizing to where now you can't not know the monetary situation that comes from it, or what can be gained or whatever. But having that pure just man, I'm doing this almost like I don't have a choice. Like I'm walking down the street, I can hear a beat, I can hear these words, and just doing it from that pure part of it is definitely a good point. So it makes you respect the game when you go, well, everybody really don't feel like that.
Right.
And musically, where I had to learn, especially because coming up as a battle rapper, like if you couldn't rap, like I really didn't like you personally, like you suck, you know what I'm saying, all together.
Your whole person up.
Because, just because a cat wasn't poetic or creative in their music, there actually could be, a dope individual. They just didn't over here as far as music, or as far as I want to hear, they couldn't do it like that. But, they open your home and be some dope. Especially, back then, I was studying different religions and trying to find my way there. Some cats, super knowledge, but then they would get on the track and be like, smoke this and drink that. You would never know.
Hey, they playing their position. Man. How would you say that you were discovered, quote unquote, discovered?
Well, if we want to go on the underground level, because that was, especially in those times, and this, before you could even really get to a CD level, you had to make your rounds. And what I mean, it wasn't that you couldn't make a tape or a CD, but if you had made your rounds and you just threw something out, everybody's like, who's this? I never heard of them. So, doing the rounds, doing the back of the 7 battles, doing the kids' day, walking into different high school, who rap in here? Who rap? Doing those. So that first brought a lot of attention. And then Kid Mix played a big part, because once I made the demo with him, LSR was already being established. So I made the demo with him, and of course, Ease being his group mate. Ease heard me. He said, well, come on up to the studio. That's how I ended up getting Hold Tight with him, which becomes their first single. My first LP, that as I go on Beverly's Records and Tape, and it's real vinyl. So from there goes that. And then as far as DMS, again, we was performing at every barbecue, anywhere they would let us on. I remember being at a C Spot at a Keep. He didn't even have a stage. We rapping on top of the counter, just because that was the only place to do it. And I know my manager at the time, Karim Rashid, him and his wife were pretty cool with D-Shot and E40 and all them. So it's just tapes getting handed around hand to hand. And that was one of the biggest ways that D-Shot got to hear that through just the tape being handed over.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. We're sitting here talking to Demanuel DeeAle Don of BBL Music right here on Rainier Avenue Radio. This is R Live Jamm Session. I'm ThatguyRcurtis. We're going to take a short break, but when we come back, we're going to listen to something by DeeAle that you're definitely going to love. So we'll see you in a few. Mute.
Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Celebrating 4 years of broadcasting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, in the interest of South Seattle and surrounding communities. Hey, it's Tony B, and yes, I'm excited to share with you that April 1st is our birthday. This one is our 4th of amplifying the diverse voices in our communities, broadcasting community events, providing award-winning instructional classes to youth and adults, supporting our music communities in all genres and forms, hosting critical conversations, and making sure that we are who you are. 2020 provided us with the opportunities to meet the needs of our communities. Rainier Avenue Radio is proud to have provided our communities with the most comprehensive coverage of how the coronavirus did and continues to impact our communities. And so, for our birthday, on behalf of our amazing staff, volunteers, and show hosts, to all of our contributors, supporters, listeners, and viewers, thank you. Thank you for your support and patience while we were trying to figure out this internet and broadcasting media thing 4 years ago. Thank you to our youth students who took our courses in interdisciplinaries like communication, journalism, multimedia, math and coding, adult digital literacy, social media analytics, beat making, film, photography, and of course, broadcast. Thank you for staying with us even when we made mistakes. You know that when we provide opportunities for you to share your voice, thoughts, issues, concerns, and talents, then we look at that as growing together. As the African proverb says, that is how we will go far. We have grown, and you've grown with us. We have over 80 shows hosted or produced by members of our communities. And all of this during a pandemic. But that is one reason why we do exist. As a true grassroots organization that started out broadcasting out of a study room in the Columbia City Library, we formed alliances with groups like the HCAACD, worked with city government, private developers, and a variety of arts organizations to promote sustainable art space, land acquisition, and ownership for arts organizations. I'm sure many were shocked when we leased 3 properties in the heart of Columbia City, providing our community members with business opportunities for a hair salon, barbershop, recording studio, rental hall, youth concert and celebration space, artist residency, and an art gallery, among the other multiple uses. We are continuing that growth as we move towards ownership of property in the Central District and in land acquisition in South Seattle's Columbia City to preserve the historical and cultural artistic integrity of our communities and ensure that independent voices continue to be heard. So for those of you who have found out about us recently, we thank you on our birthday for allowing us to broadcast our community-created content however and wherever you listen and watch. If you'd like to make a birthday donation to Rainier Avenue Radio, it would be much appreciated. Yes, times are tough, so any amount would be greatly appreciated. You will see the results. Here's how you can donate. You can go to our website at RainierAvenueRadio.world and go to the donate page. You can Venmo at Rainier Avenue Radio. You can send a check to Rainier Avenue Radio, P.O. Box 18774, Seattle, Washington, 98118. You can donate to Shunpike, which is our fiscal agent. Just indicate that your contribution is for Rainier Avenue Radio. Shunpike is the 501c3 nonprofit agency that provides independent art groups like ours in Washington State services, resources, and opportunities. Once again, happy birthday to us at Rainier Avenue Radio.world. We are your community radio station. We will continue to provide you with community-created content, broadcast live from our communities, and of course, we'll bring you high school sports like nobody else can. Join us in celebration. Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
Always hard for that.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
L-O-V-E.
What up, love?
Oh, no.
Praise dog.
All day, every day.
Back in the building.
You know this, man.
In a real way.
Stay on it.
It's been a little while.
Smashing any and all the posts, you know?
Yes, we're back.
Smoke one with your foes.
Smoke one.
Drink one with your foes. I know it's been a little while.
It's been a little while.
We had a little fun.
Why don't you just
Smoke one with your foes.
I got the paper.
Drink one with your foes.
Pass it over here.
I know it's been a little while.
You don't know what he's doing.
Since we had a little fun.
I know.
Y'all crazy, but
Fancy running into you again.
I know it's crazy, huh?
At this place.
yeah, got it laid out.
This time.
Praise dog.
All the memories are rushing back again.
I can feel it too.
What's up,
My
man?
old friend,
What up?
how you been doing?
Man, just smooth on a mission. Fans thought I went missing. Like talk, gotta listen. Trying to welcome transitions. I'm analyzing my plan and separating the two. You know, boy from man. Gotta understand things that men do when you trying to better yourself without spreading yourself too thin. In the end, I never slow up till I blow up. So please don't hate on your boy for trying to grow up. Hold up. Heard some rumors that I got rolled up. Yes, again. I'm still stepping the wind. Still dipping with a honey that's no less than a 10. That was a little homie that passed, and I'm repping for him. Condolences to his next of kin, and I'ma forward all these MySpace messages. Enough said to the dead, gotta live for the moment. Own it, eliminate any and all opponents. As if there was any surpassing those up in my weight class, though there ain't many. It ain't nothing, say they stunting, but they out fronting. I'm in the cut, found a lady that's about something. The world-renowned bachelor, trying to give it to you real, that's what you asked me for. Back for more to settle the score, I ain't forget you. Faded out the picture, that don't mean that I ain't down with you. Just put the weed up to re-up and buy some time for the homie Scoop to free up. Nothing is served, time to eat up and push play anytime you feel you need us. Just
smoke one with your boy, drink one with your boy.
DeeAle, baby.
Know it's been a little while since we had a little fun.
Still doing
Smoke
your
one
thing,
with your boy, drink one with your boy. Know it's been a little while since we had a little fun.
It's been a year of getting clear, starting right near the end. I gained a couple spots, then dropped a few again. So I'm picking up the pen, cause the pistol was close. It's either rhyme over notes or go and terrorize folks. They locked up ES and then they took Scoop. I dropped a bombshell about leaving my group. I'm being selfish. I failed. If I'm bound to succeed, I need to get right, pick up some speed. I still ain't seen my seed, me about to be grown. I just pray as time goes on, he comes to see me on his own. They took me out my home on a chumped up charge. The crooked cop told the sarge that I hit in the garage, so I lost 2 jobs in a little bit of time. But it's the second half and I'm coming from behind. Life's a gamble, try not to lose more than your mind. Driving around blind looking for the exit sign. It ain't the best of times, but it sure ain't the worst. And I keep you updated by these letters in the verse. I've been watching more church, but I still ain't went yet. Waiting on the signal, it just ain't been sent yet. Tell people you're changing, they'll tell you what you didn't. I'm taking it one by one and I started with bullshit. Basically what you're getting is my life on a disc. Each song's a long poem to the people I miss. So just
smoke one with your foe, drink one with your boy. Know it's been a little while since we had a little fun. Smoke one with your foe, drink one with your boy. Know it's been a little while since we had a little fun.
Ain't that horn? That's fire, bro. That's fire, man. But you see what I mean? I can hear every freaking syllable that you use when you rap. That clarity, and then I mean, so you feel it. It's not just you're not just hearing it. I'm grooving because I'm feeling this. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the back of the Cadillac, the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up, man. So
Yes,
I like that. Now, who was the other cat rapping with you?
That's my big bro, T Love. Salute to T Love. You know, like I said, it wasn't a group, but a band of brothers. We called Crazy Dogs, and again, it's just musically brotherhood, and we all get together in a lot of. That helps. It's just like being in any type of band, whether it be rap, music, singing, the camaraderie, and then there's that competition, that brotherly so it keeps us sharp because we don't want to allow each other to get lazy because I'll hear something that Love writer or I'll hear something that Mo writer be like, ooh, okay, I gotta okay.
Iron sharp as iron. That's what they say.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Whatever track, I don't care any track. I mean, and I feel like. It's like almost like a boxer. You don't go in the ring going, I hope I'm gonna knock this dude out. I think I'm gonna do all right. Even if that's not the outcome, but you gotta have that mentality. So any track that I get on, no matter who's on it, I want people to hear my verse and go, ooh, you hear what he said? You know what I'm saying? So that'd be the goal. And when you got people that are playing at a high level,
right.
It just comes out even more better because you can't, like I said, you can't come with that hat, rat, mat with these guys. You're going to be like, people like, man, I like that song, but who was the one dude? He kind of took it down a little bit.
Right. That's 1,000 right there. You're right. Hey, man, so do you think it's easier for an artist to be discovered now than it was back in like the 90s and back in the 2000s and whatnot?
Man, that's kind of almost a catch-22 because I think there's so many more different ways to be found, but then there's also so many more different ways to be found that's kind of saturated.
Right.
Like, so to really be discovered, it's almost like we used to do for Sammy. Somebody got to really be digging in the crates and really know what they're looking for because there's just so much out there and it's coming at you constantly. So I think there's a lot more ways to get stuff out. I mean, remember records used to take, even if you could record it in a month, it still might not be through the whole process of being done or put out for 6 months to a year. Now I can
Right.
record a song right now and have
Right.
it worldwide in 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's not advised, but you can.
Did you hear that? You hear that? It's not advised. It's not advised, but you can do it. That don't mean you're doing the right thing.
Right.
That just means that you can do it. I can dig it. That's what's up. Let's see what these folks is talking. Before we move forward, I want to give a shout out to Slick Watts, man. Pray for him and his. He had a stroke. I think it was like last week or something like that. So we praying that he recovers. Speedy recovery, man. So we're gonna do that. Karen Zam says, "Where can we find that song?" Mike J says, "Smoke one." Chris Zapata says, "My main."
That's DJ Too Quick right there.
Okay, there he is. Well, shout out to DJ Too Quick. And Alex Cuvez Vasquez Bendina says, "Shout out to Tony B." Okay, fair enough. And then Chris Zapata says, "A lot of brothers try to sweat the D."
Oh, that's
DeeAle.
an old verse.
Go
That's
bang.
one of
Okay.
the old
Okay.
verses.
Okay.
A lot of
That's
brothers
what's-
try to sweat the DL, but when I give them Mr. Smack, say, "Stay off my back, hold them to the rim."
I love it. I love it, man. Hey, man, how did it feel when you were signed to D Shot Records, which was E40's younger brother, Mac D Shot's label? Did you ever work on any projects with E40?
No, we never got a chance to do that. That situation was real quick and fast, but it was everything, because at that time, you know, those were the only venue. Being signed was outside of the independent type of situation, but like that was the goal.
Right.
You know, I remember Jay with Lil Record Mark. We had recorded it, and it was supposed to come out. Since we were independent, we could come out faster than being on a major. And so we recorded it, and we're going into Lil Jay's Record Mark. Is it here yet? No. We're in there every day. They had a little corner store right there. So we go to the corner store and stop in the Record Mark. No. And then finally go, "It's here." And then we just walked over to where it was, and it was just sitting on the shelf, wrapped in plastic and barcoded. And that was the big deal. Like, you can do it in the crib now.
Right.
But back then, if you were wrapped in plastic, barcoded, you had really did something. So we stood there and just suck it in, and it really didn't hit us what happened until I say personally, I was at Easy's house on Yesler, right across from not Yesler. I was right on 23rd across from TAYA.
Okay.
His apartment. So I'm sitting on the fence, just smoking a little cigarette, sitting on the fence, and 23rd, sun shines out, cars are going to the right, cars going to the left, and your beats. So all of a sudden I hear taking ends go this way. Boom, boom. I hear back up my tip go, "Oh, wait a minute." And I'm just sitting on the thing hearing my music go, but it was surreal. You can't it's that first drug, like, "Oh, I gotta get another hit of that."
Hey, man, did you go outside yourself, man? Did you they playing my joint, dog?
That's like before that with LSR, when Hold Tight, when we did that, and Nasty Nuts, Glenn Boyd played Hold Tight on KCMU. I'm like, "We on the radio." I had the double cassette player, push on that joint.
Oh yeah.
You listen. We supposed to get played tonight, so you listening for like an hour and a half.
Yep.
Like, you sure it's tonight, man? When we going? Then finally, Nuts coming up next. LSR with a new joint. We on the radio. Big deal. Trying to get that antenna. Come on, man.
Shut up. Turn the TV off. Stop walking.
Stop moving.
Oh, man. So you eventually decided to start your own label.
Yes,
Black
sir.
Label Music.
Yes, sir.
And production company.
Yes,
Bully
sir.
Park Productions.
Bully Park Productions.
Bully Park Productions. Forgive me. So how did you know that this is something that you wanted to do?
It's actually, it's just a natural transition. One, like you said, when you're impatient and you want more control, and then learning about, ownership and stuff like that, and the difference between being an owner and a worker, the difference in between being an artist and a businessman, and knowing that it is not just music business, show business, and there's music, and there's business, and there's show, and there's business. And so just knowing that, and you go, in the words of Scarface, "Who I trust? Me. That's me." And then it's really, when you think about it, it's really not a new idea. Reading James Brown's book, going back to Sam Cooke and even before them on up through the, the Too Shorts and the Jay-Z, that's been out there. Just, hey, look, bro, the money's in the owner. It's not in the working.
Right.
And, because especially when you're touring and all that stuff, when you're the worker, the guys that are really making the money are chilling. And you're putting yourself in a lot of dangerous situations.
Right. No doubt. You're right about that, man.
So it's just a natural progression just to go, if I'm going to make it all up and, come up with the ideas and all that and bring everybody together, call the artist or call the producer or be the producer. And, hey, why am I giving up all this slice of this pie? I'm cooking the pie. Nobody touched the pie till it cooled off.
I can dig that, man. I can dig that. So tell me now, there's always highs and lows, catch-22s, good and bad, issues, you know what I'm saying, benefits, accomplishments, things like that. So what were some of the lessons and challenges you faced when you started these companies?
Like what my man said, there's known knowns and there's known knowns and unknown unknowns. Is some of the things that you don't know, you can learn them and you can get a chance to get over them. But when you're a smaller company, sometimes you can't afford not to know certain things. It can cost you a lot more. So learning in real time can be hard. But then when you do learn it, it's stuff that you never forget. And one of your biggest tools is to ask questions. Like even right now, where I see a lot of things about the music business, it has nothing to do with the artist anymore. It's all about selling the artist stuff. It's not about the artist selling his music no more. It's about selling tools to artists. That's where everybody's mostly in the business of. Let me sell you. I'm gonna sell you these lights. I'm gonna sell you this equipment. I'm gonna sell you these T-shirts. But it's all more geared to selling stuff to artists than really artists selling their merch, and that's been a big switch. But the biggest learning is just like you have to learn, and you're gonna have to read, and you're gonna have to talk to people that have already done what you're doing.
Yeah.
And be around them and pay attention. But also you have to, like I always say, even in music, if you're just an artist, you got to know when to say no. You really gotta mean that. And everything ain't gonna be friendship, and sometimes it ain't gonna be family, but you have to do that, because if you don't, like my brother Raw would always say, man, you can't please everybody, because that's when they overwork you.
Right. There's a lot of producers that I know that say that, because they get in there and they got to know when to stop, know when to stop, and know when to say, hey, no, you didn't hit that note wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah, you got to.
That's important.
That's why I love working with Beezy, because there was some people I worked, especially when DMS was really, really hot, and some people were just happy to have me in the studio. But being Beezy and them came up from way back in the LSR days. So when I go in this studio, and I'm in there recording. Hey, come on, man. You heard that word. You heard that. Come on, D. And it's not like he's not trying to check me. It's just that he cares just as much as I do. He don't want me to sound bad, and he don't want nothing to come out of his house that sound bad. He don't want, oh, that sounds cool. Where'd you record that at? You ain't going to say Beezy's house. You're like, no, you ain't messing up my reputation. You going to get it right, ain't it, man?
Eat the cake. That's funny, man. So if you could do it all over again, what would you do differently?
I think I would definitely study business a lot more. I think there's a lot of tools that, because the music part was easy, because that came from right up in here. Like the writing and all that just came out of there, came from God. Like I can just close my eyes and that comes. So as far as the business, and then what to do, especially not just being a musician or a record label or a production company, what else? And what about the real estates? What do we do once we get this? What do we put that into? And then what do we fold that into to help each one help the other?
Right.
So if the music ain't moving, at least we got this over here to help us do this and that. So just a lot more education. I got it, say the hard way, but I could have got there faster. And some people think, well, like doing the college, if it's college, whatever it is, some people think, well, that's going to take 4 years or 6 years or 7 years. Well, making a mistake could cost you 10 to 20.
That part.
So it would be that, man.
That's good. Okay, so give me 3 artists, bro, that if you had the opportunity to collaborate with, who would it be?
I know off top would be Jadakiss.
Okay.
That cat is.
Oh, he's fire.
Just
he's
man,
fire.
we talk about with the words, man. Boy, ain't nothing nice, and he got all ranges on him. Definitely, KRS-One. Definitely, not only just for the collab, but just to be in the room with that much knowledge and energy,
right,
and that much staying power. There's a lot of names, but if I really want to hold it to three, I would have to say Run.
Wow.
Just because I've always been a fan of that style. And I mean, Run right now today, Rev Run. I mean, I would love to get down on some of them. Like, there's, of course, I got a list. Like, if you got an hour or two, but it's like off top, I would love those three come to mind right now, I have to say.
What about a collaboration with 3 R&B artists?
Ooh. Oh, right now, Lady Ray's been on my dial real heavy. I have to say that. And then BJ, the Chicago Kid.
Yeah, he's filthy.
I love his flavor. See, again, that's a long list. I mean,
I know, man. Go ahead, man.
I said just to make sure it really goes real hard, I'd have to get John Legend on something real good. That's automatic. Like, just having him on something, that's that's automatic. You go ahead and just, go ahead and put that in.
Okay, that's what's up. So, you didn't mention me, but it's cool. No, it's all good, man. You know, it's all good, man. You know, you get where you came from, the whole thing. So anyway, so you sent me some joints, bro.
Yes,
I want you to tell which one you want me to play. We got Motorcycles, Be Revolutionary, Oldest Time. We already played Smoke. What you want to hear?
Let's get into that. Be Revolutionary. And that right there, like I said, that's actually Cornbread featuring DeeAle. And that's actually for my sister's clothing line, the Be Revolutionary Apparel. And that's the theme song for that. So that's the official Be Revolutionary Apparel theme song. And so, I mean, it's self-explanatory. If you can be anything, you might as well be revolutionary. So we can get into that. So they can hear that Cornbread guy. I like that guy. My brother always say, I think Cornbread's filthier than you, D.
So we're going to listen to Be Revolutionary by DeeAle and Cornbread.
Cornbread Washington.
Cornbread Washington.
I wait to be free. I be right on time, cause I hate to be late. I be girl, I be strong, I be love, I be joy. Let hate be gone. I be your friend, I be your family. Be stopped, I be rich, I be grand, but I won't be scammed. I'm gonna be anything, and I might as well be revolutionary. You can be anything, and you might as well be revolutionary. They can be anything, and they might as well be revolutionary. We can be anything, and we might as well be revolutionary. Down for the down, although I might be flawed, or I might be flawed from the line before, but you can be sure that I can be wrong. I can be wrong, but I can't be bold. Now I can be peace, or I can be war. I can be the problem. I can be the result when they ask me who I be. I reply honestly. I just say it with my chest when I step off fresh, and my clothing reflects where my mindset's at. When my tongue needs a rest, but I need to be heard. I got the perfect apparel to express the word. Be passionate, be an activist, be all. That's real fast and simple. Now peace on earth is some hands-on work. I wear my heart on my sleeve and the message on my shirt says I'm gonna be anything, and I might as well be revolutionary. You can be anything, and you might as well be revolutionary. They can be anything, and they might as well be revolutionary. We can be anything, and we might as well be revolutionary.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Ooh, wait, that sound like some, hey, you went to the that's like the Bay. That's like some Dre, like you came with it, man. That's some funk, like Bootsy and George was on that joint.
Yeah, that's my boy. Shout out to Baldy Loke on the beat. You know he fresh out of Cali, so
there it is.
Picked it off right off top.
See what I'm talking about? Come on, man. Look, that's what it is. So this is the time, brother, where you get the opportunity to say whatever you want to say to the people, man. And it go time. Go ahead, do your thing.
Man, I just want to thank everybody for their support over the years. Again, you already mentioned the DMX situation. Lost a great one, a great mind. And that point of where he wasn't just being famous, he also wasn't scared to speak his piece about God. And so definitely take this time, man, and always, because we can say it after death, oh, I'm going to spend more time with the family and all that, but really the clock ticks every day. And so just love every day, love yourself every day. It can sound like a cliche, but it's been going on since the beginning of time, and there's a reason, because it really means something. Like even on my walls, I still write stuff to remind myself I can, I will, I must. I see this before I walk out the house every day. You know, I slap this, be great today, like the Raiders used to slap, be excellent. I do it. Whatever ritual you need to get your mind right, because there's so many different distractions and things out here. And so I'll end it with the one thing that I know the most. If there's no war within, there could be no war without. So just keep your mind and keep your head straight. That's one love from your brother DeeAle.
Coming straight from the brother DeeAle. Now this is when we do our duet, man.
Okay.
Ready?
Let's get down. Let's get down.
Now what you hear is not a test. I'm rapping to the beat. And me, DeeAle, and my fans, we gonna try to move your feet. Come on. Come on, man.
I was not ready for that. But I'm gonna keep up the freestyle, y'all, because I don't know how to rap.
Oh, man. Hey, man, this has been awesome, man. This is Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Demanuel DeeAle Don. Demanuel DeeAle Don on the R Live Jamm Session, man. This has been a treat for me, man. And permission to play your music throughout any time on my show?
Yes, please do. Please,
okay.
Please play it. Like I said, it's available wherever you stream music, man. We got another project. Well, not project, just some more dropping from me coming out on my birthday, May 9th. It's called How the Cow Ate the Cabbage. So look for that. But the 3 DMS albums are out there. My DeeAle project, Rejuvenated's out there. DeeAle featuring Richie Rich out the bass. Salute to the guy for I got joined with him. Check Paper, not Facebook. So find some singles wherever you play it. Spotify, Tidal, so on and so forth. Like, follow, just play it, man. That's the whole purpose, man. Play it.
There you go. And your sister's clothing line.
It's the Be Revolutionary Apparel.
Be Revolutionary Apparel.
Yes, sir.
Hey, it's all in the blood, man. If it ain't in you, it ain't coming out. God bless you, brother, and much more success to you, man. And maybe one day, maybe one day.
We gotta get it done. What you call me that time?
Just let me whistle in the beginning of the song. Whistle.
He called. He said, "Look, D, hey, time ticking. Like I said, time ticking. You gotta get it done."
That part right there. That part, man. Well, we appreciate you, man. We appreciate you, man. We salute you, bro. And we'll holler at you next time. Come back anytime, bro.
Y'all, man.
You bet. One.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Demanuel DeeAle Don, y'all. BBL music. You heard it. I told you, man. It was going to be hot. I told you that. Now, coming up is the sentiment. Make sure you guys stay tuned for that. I'm ThatguyRcurtis. This has been R Live Jamm Session. I'll see y'all next Wednesday with another guest that's going to be blessings for your brain, your mind, your soul. Love somebody. Smile for no reason. I'm out. Deuces. Say, man, I'm interested to see what you're going to do with this one right here. Man, where you going with it? Everybody else got to do it.